Welcome to the Hyper Polyglot Activist. Learn languages, make a difference. My name is Dr. Carlos Zebra Lopez, and I'm here today joined by Pedro from Languages Pedro. Pedro, how are you?
I'm very good. What about you, Carlos?
Doing great, thank you. So we want to know your story within the polyglot community and exactly what Languages Pedro is. So why don't you tell us how you started in the polyglot community, what was your first gathering, etc.
Well, actually, my story with languages is pretty different from what everybody has experience in Spain. Both you and I are Spanish and have a background in the traditional system. And I started to get into languages when I started learning languages in general on my own. And over the course of the years, I've learned several languages, which are all of this that I have here. I'm learning Turkish now. And I have now pivoted into teaching languages and educating, and especially having this divulgative ambition with language in general, not only about language learning, but languages in general. And this all came about right after learning many languages myself. So story's being pretty long, but I would summarize it into I had no system to learn. I learned how to learn languages myself, and now my objective is to show others how to do it and to make people see that it's actually not as difficult as many people think it is.
And would you say that you're more into language coaching than language teaching?
I would say so, yeah. I've done both. I've actually taught Spanish, English, German, Russian, like individually as languages. But at the same time, I felt like I was actually coaching my students and making habits that actually stuck with their lives and help them have a lifestyle geared towards learning a language. So, I have actually pivoted a bit unintentionally towards this coaching. So I pretty much do a combination of both. I teach languages, but I coach at the same time how to approach language learning.
And is this how Languages Pedro came about?
Yes, actually, I started posting on YouTube about a year ago. Now it's November 2025, and I started roughly a year ago to post regularly. And over the course of this year, I've realized that in the Spanish-speaking world, there's a lot of very vague information about language learning, and not to say my experience is something that is 100% trustworthy and it's just my experience, but I feel like I have gone through many of the things that people usually fear when it comes to learning a foreign language, especially in Spain. And I just wanted to do my bit to support, in this case, the community and just have a say in this.
Great. And so now we're live in Taipei, Taiwan, apropos the Polyglot Conference 2025, where you had a great presentation yesterday with Andy.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And then before the Polyglot Conference itself, there is a retreat for content creators. How did you find that retreat, and what are your takeaways from it?
Well, actually, this one was more centered and focused on business rather than content creation, but most people also have, are also content creators. So it's a combination of both. I knew about it because I had been personally said, hey, this is going to happen. And I said I would like to participate, and that's how it worked. Actually, it was not easy to get into the group, but I eventually made it. And I just started my language business. I just launched my first language course. It's as I said, it's a combination of both language coaching and language learning itself. And my main takeaways with this course I just launched, I wanted to have some information to bring to the table to say, hey, I can contrast this with what I did. I can experiment and just prepare or just try new things. And I've learned a lot from others. I learned that you have to summarize a lot what you do to be able for people to understand what you do and what your main goal is, because I get these questions quite a lot about, hey, I'm going to learn a new language, like the language I want with you, or is it like a specific language course for, say, German or Russian, which are languages that I teach, but not in the way that most people think. So, main takeaways are pretty much everybody's doing the same. People need human connections to learn a language in the long run, because it's easy to say AI is going to take over, but if I'm serious, most of my clients and most of the experience I have teaching languages with my students is that people need someone to, have accountability and also
Right.
have motivation in the long run.
So is that part of what distinguishes language coaching from language teaching? Is that an added value that coaching offers that traditional teaching doesn't?
I would say so. Yes, I would say that coaching mainly offers this personalized approach, and as a coach, you can get to understand how people actually feel about learning a language and how they integrate it in their daily lives. Whereas, if you teach a language with a traditional language course, it is more difficult to get into these details because it's more generalized and more, the focus is not to adapt to this person's needs, but to, go over a curriculum of content.
Yeah. So more of an industrialized notion of education.
It's easier to get reach,
Yeah.
but it's more difficult for it to stick in the long run.
Right.
In fact, some creators that have language courses, self-paced courses, pre-recorded courses especially, said that most people don't finish the courses, whereas the completion rate of coaching is not 100%, but over 80, 90% in most of the cases. So it really shows that there's a big gap and that the public is not the same at all.
Right, and so there's a big difference in engagement, right? In
absolutely.
their ability to stick to the course. Okay, and so what's next for Languages Pedro? What are the next steps?
My next steps are integrating coaching and language learning in one single platform and trying to make the most of this, as I said, this continuum of learning coaching, as we were discussing, and find a way to adapt to people's needs, because in the end, I like talking about what I like, but it is my audience that tells me what I have to produce at the end of the day.
Right.
And my vision is that, what I want to achieve is bringing languages to the Spanish-speaking world. Because I feel there's a lot of misinformation and
Definitely,
people are not very honest about the process of learning a language and what it really takes to learn a language and how to have the lifestyle that really makes you use the languages you learn. So it's actually a vision of mine and something that drives me towards this goal. Just want to spread the word and impact people's lives. Be a role model in this case. Say, for me, this is not difficult because it's the way I live my life.
Yeah.
But I know many people would love to live some of the experiences I've lived. And that's what I'm here to help with.
Amazing. So we'll put the links to your platform, Instagram, etc. in below the video, and we wish you the very best of luck.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure you'll do great.
Thank you so much, Carlos.
Muchas gracias, Pedro.
Muchas gracias a ti.
Gracias.